it's going? We just don't see the number.
Oh, we do. It's right there.
Oh yeah. I hope this mic works out.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're connected. The green light kind of says something.
Yeah. The green light. Is there a green light on this thing? Yeah. We just trust it.
I think so. How we feeling, homie?
I'm good, dude.
Check.
Yeah. You had some good rolls last night, though. You roll with Sam. I feel like you got his back at some point.
Man, I hope Sam is listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right at the end of the roll, right before the bell rang, I
Yeah.
almost had his back. And I was
Okay.
going to take his back,
Okay.
but then the time went out.
Mm.
Now, we're just going to ignore the fact that he triangled me a bunch of times. But at the very end
he did?
Yeah, of course he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was going in flow mode. If Sam wants to tap me, he will get there. Okay, it'll take him 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's like he has a relentless aggression that at one point, like my body, like me, I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
And at one point, like I start to
Yeah.
fade, and I'm like, damn, I
Yeah.
can't keep pushing this back. At one point, dude, I'm just like, damn, bro. Even if I'm giving him my 100 the whole
How
time.
old is Sam?
It's like 25, 26, dude.
No way,
yeah,
bro.
there's a big gap. You know?
I thought he was older.
Mm-mm.
I thought Sam was older.
No, dude.
Shit, are you serious?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Mm.
I thought he was at least 30.
Wait, you want me to tell you something real crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy. Today in the class, there was two homies that came from Sherbatov, I think.
Oh, really? Wow.
Dude, William and his buddy
Gi?
in the gi.
Did they have like the Sherbatov gis? Because they have their own
I think
big
so.
ass logos.
Yeah, it was written on one gi, definitely, like the huge Sherbatov on the back.
Yeah.
I think he trained maybe in Laval. Dude, 2 purple belts.
Yeah.
Specimens.
Yeah.
I mean, physically,
Like big guys.
dude, we don't have guys like that in this gym.
You know, dude, there's something about that gym, like the name of the gym, the logo of the gym. I don't know why. It just they seem like they're a big guy gym, dude.
It gotta be, dude.
I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, I believe it. Bro, again, these 2 dudes, like, shout out William and friend, I'm forgetting right now. 200 pound, like, let's say give or take. I
Oh,
think
fuck
one was
that,
195, the other one was maybe 205. I forget. Bro, pure muscle. Like,
Mm.
they could have been bodybuilders with their shirt off. You're like, oh, so you're a bodybuilder? It's like, no, I do jujitsu. Or like they do
that's
both.
cool.
Dude, jacked.
Yeah.
And the kind of body types that are impossible. They're like not super tall. Arm length is not super long.
Yeah.
Like the kind of guys that are impossible to tap because they don't have these lanky things that are just sticking out like a long giraffe neck like me,
yeah.
you know, or like crazy long arms. Like they're just compact enough, and on top of that, they're 200 pounds of muscle.
Mm.
Dude, you combine those 2 things, it's nuts, you know? Like I rolled with William at the end, and he was like just babying me with a cross grip. Like
From bottom half, or
he was just kind of playing bottom, and I was trying to pass like in an open guard scenario, and then he would just take this cross grip, and I'm like, can't break this, and then it was like constantly threatening a loop choke.
That's
I was
annoying.
like, what the hell?
Sultan used to do loop chokes.
Yes.
Another big strong fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Man, there's some guys that figure out those loop chokes. Dude, you know what a loop choke is for me? It's an empty threat.
Yes, when we apply
When
it.
I try to do it,
Yes.
I'm just trying to get you to create space so that I can reset.
Yeah. And if I don't know you, it's like, you don't know that I can't finish this.
Exactly, yeah.
So be threatened.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, these 2 dudes, monsters,
Damn,
man, monsters. Will rolled with
What kind of game were they playing?
the bottom guy was just loop choking me to the oblivion, and then he had like
And he finished those
Yeah.
chokes.
He got me.
Okay.
Like I was trying to pass with like a bit of a Toriando game, which is
Right.
like the worst thing against a loop
Yeah.
choke. Like I'm dipping my neck into it.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I was even asking him, like, oh, should I go the other way? He's like, if you go the other way, I'm still gonna kind of get you. And I was like, the only true answer is to never accept that grip.
Yeah.
But this dude's
Gorilla
strength was like, I was like, damn, it's like I can't even let him get in my collar. I have to be even like a couple of steps ahead, or even like as he's sticking his hand out, I'm like, yo, no. Because that's what the big guy game is. I mean, big guy, these guys weren't massive guys,
Grabbing
but
grips.
it's the grips. Once they have them,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
forever, dude.
You know what? I feel like when I roll with, let's say, smaller white belts or just like a person who's maybe less strong than me, and I get a grip on that collar, and then they try to break it, and then they see that it's not going anywhere, dude, the confidence boost that you get on that grip is insane.
Bro, isn't it funny? Like when they try, they kind of look at the grip, and then they try, and then they look at you, and they're like, "Oh no, this is not going anywhere." And you're like, "Nope." It's like that eye contact where they're kind of like slight disbelief,
Yeah.
kind of acceptance. It's like there's like this weird awkward moment in that scenario.
I guess in a real kind of like match scenario where you're trying to win, you have to keep on fighting that grip until you break it.
Yeah, like again, like it's
You got to be spazzy about breaking the grip.
yeah. You got to be like Andrew Wiltsey about breaking the grip. Like he doesn't, and you, especially a cross collar grip. Like some grips, you can just be like, yo, I can work around this, but that cross collar grip should never find its way into your collar. Like preemptively, as his hand is sticking out, like your hand is coming up top, and it's like no, like we're stuffing, we're hand fighting
Yeah.
constantly. But if he gets in there, dude, get that out. Like this William dude, once it was in, it was not leaving. Like I even tried to loop my head around, like it was not leaving. So,
How about the other guy? What kind of game was he playing?
dude, the other guy was even more jacked, and I just avoided him completely.
Oh,
Thankfully, the class was done by
Yeah.
the time, but like, just
And
massive.
it was a normal class today.
Yeah, just a normal
So
class.
what?
Yeah.
They showed up because they were around, or
Yeah, I think they popped in because maybe one of their either girlfriend or girl/friends was doing the open mat after, so I think they might have come as a crew.
oh shit!
Yeah.
I think I came here and I dropped off Rose's umbrella that was in my car. Was one of the guys like kind of a blonde beard, kind of long hair,
I don't know.
like like longish, kind of like a ponytail, blonde with a beard?
No.
There were two guys here. I was like, what the hell? Why the hell did they get to be in the freaking women's thing?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That dude. That dude is the like. I think he's one of the fathers to some of the kids.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
that's a pass.
Yeah, it's pass. Definitely pass. But yeah, anyways, it was like a whole thing today. Like I was thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like all my jujitsu is useless against it. Bro, at one point, like he laughingly let me pass his guard and I got into side control. And he literally just sat up. Bro, but when I tell you he just sat up, he literally just sat up.
Man, being strong is no joke.
It's
You
no
know?
joke, dude. Bro, he
I'm
literally
not- I'm
sat
not-
up. I was like, I went almost flying. I was like, yo, don't.
Yeah.
Like I had to get back to my feet fast and I was back and open.
That happens to me when I roll with Spencer, white belt Spencer.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has that power too?
He doesn't have it on you.
To just get actually I don't really roll with him, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. I'll pass him. I'll get side. Then he'll do a grip over the back and grab the belt,
Yeah.
and he'll just fucking.
Stand up and you're coming
Yeah.
with him for the ride.
It's a bit annoying. At the same time, it's like it's valid.
No, yeah, dude. It's part of the learning of like, okay, this guy has that body, like I kinda gotta adjust and maybe figure out how to roll with this body type. You know, it's you're not getting the same Rubik's Cube in all scenarios.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when you're stepping out of your weight class, like weight in that situation, weight is the big factor. Weight, I mean, weight equals strength.
100.
If you're a big fatty dude and you're going up against a skinny guy, you're gonna throw him around.
100%, dude. You gotta carry your own body around.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a certain level of strength. Dude, have you ever seen like some of these? I've seen the craziest calves on like the fattest dudes.
Yeah.
Dude, like diamond calves. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, what are those things? And he's like, oh, these. He's flexing them, and he's like, literally bigger than my quad. I'm like, the hell, how'd you get
Yeah.
those? And he's like, well, I walk around with my
Yeah.
own weight. I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Big guy flex, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fucking calves
Big
are.
calves.
That was a big thing for me back in the day when I was at the gym. I used to dream of having big calves.
Oh yeah.
I literally have chicken legs.
It's a big weakness for some guys to
It's tough.
to not grow calves.
And then I saw some Instagram video where they were like, your second heart is in your calves. And I was like, well, I probably won't make it to 60. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Something about like, if you got like good, I don't even know, dude, actually.
I think I sent you that video.
It could be, dude.
I think it was about like having strong legs is they like equate it with like longer life.
There you go. That's
Because,
kind of like
dude,
the calf.
You fall, you break your hip. That's a death wish when you're over, whatever, 80.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's tough. Anyways, those guys made me feel like, ugh. There's always those scenarios when somebody comes into a gym and you're like, why do I do this?
But you got to compare yourself to the people who are in your weight class.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, or else, like, what are you doing, man? You just, you're mind fucking yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough thing. Like, that is an odd human thing, right? That, like, white belts will compare themselves to, like, higher belts or to people who have, forget higher belts, people who have been training longer than them. They instantly are just like, oh, why is he so much better than me? And they don't even question or remember, yo, that guy's been training literally potentially hundreds of hours more than you.
Yeah.
And you're making this comparison? And it's the same thing for size and weight. Like you got to compare yourself to the right cohort of people. But it's like, seems like impossible with especially men. They don't do that well.
You think so?
Yeah. I always get these conversations where it's like, dude, the other day somebody asked me how they can manage you, like in a role.
I love it.
And I was like,
was it Shubham?
yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, you literally have years between the two of you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to tell you? This one magical sentence? Like, you got to just train. And honestly, like, if you keep training,
yeah,
I don't know if he's ever going to be able to bridge that gap.
He could. Dude, I've bridged gaps with guys who would sub me 3-4 times in a row to where now they don't sub me. Like I don't sub them, but they don't sub me.
That's me and you.
Yeah, so it's possible, man.
Yeah.
It's like I think once you get to like mid blue belt level and you kind of know what's going on, I mean, like from there on, like, you could, to a certain extent.
I feel like between
I don't
white,
think you're gonna start beating black belts,
Exactly.
Like out of the blue, unless you're a freak. But then that's the exception,
yeah, I feel like between white and purple, at one point, like you can be in that, you can be in the pack where you're like, yo, I know enough now where you can't really destroy me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we're all
dude, yeah.
operating with kind of like single directional kind of stuff. It's like, I'm going to try and get you in a Kimura. I'm going to try and armbar you. Like, it's too direct.
Yeah.
Whereas higher than purple, these attacks are strung in a way where you don't see them coming. It's like you're managing one thing and then boom, this other thing happens. And you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, yeah, it's because I was struggling to survive this X choke and now I'm getting armbarred. Like that's, I feel like the higher level purple, and then on its way to black. Like,
Yeah.
Like today I was doing situationals with Mort from Mount. Man, let me tell you, like I honestly yesterday thought I was really good at Mount. I swear, man, yesterday you asked me, hey, Abby, what's your Mount game? I would be like,
Yeah.
bro, my Mount game is so epic. I swear, at the end of this thing, I was like, oh, damn, like I can't hold this guy down, honestly, for a minute. Like, I just couldn't. He had everything right.
What was he doing different, you think?
He understood. He's going a layer deeper now. Whereas before it was like, I'm fighting for maybe I'm fighting to get a frame. I'm fighting to get my elbow inside the knee so that I can do an elbow escape. Whereas Mortaza looks at my body and how I'm placed, and he starts to act accordingly. If I'm upright, he's doing something. If I'm low and maybe my weight is shifted towards one side, like he's bumping me to get my weight towards the other side. Like if I'm grapevining, he's right away going into a kipping escape. Like he has answers for my body positions. And I don't have the answers to kind of like stop him.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm upright, he's doing something. As soon as I come down, he's fishing for the other thing. Like he knows what's the key for every position. And it's super annoying because you feel like on top, you start to feel like you don't know what you're doing anymore. And it was brutal. It was like we were doing like 2-2. When he was escaping in like 20 seconds. And then when I'm escaping, my rotator cuffs are on fire and I'm destroyed because he knew exactly what to do. And he kept threatening me with Ezekiel's and X chokes. And it was so much. At one point, I was like, oh. And then I had to roll with that William guy. My morale was already destroyed.
Yeah, it's a tough day, bro. Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys offer me? And I came to the
it's not a
desk
good
here, started eating some of these desserts. Gotta repress.
Who's that jiu-jitsu guy there? He was on the Lex Friedman podcast.
Ryan Hall?
Ryan Hall, man.
Bro, I read your mind.
How did you do that?
Yeah, because I saw him on my algorithm too.
Really?
Yeah. He's been popping up on my algorithm
I'm gonna
as
get
of
some
late.
water.
Yeah.
Dude, he has a story actually about being a purple belt, and some like more experienced black belt comes into his gym, and I don't know if you heard that on the podcast, and he starts to roll with this guy, and he picks up that the guy is like taking it easy on him. And he feels like I'm a purple belt. I compete. I do good. So he tells the guy like, don't go easy on me, man. Like I know what you're doing. Like let's just roll for real. And then he gets crushed. And he had that story of like going home feeling like everything I've learned is fucking bullshit up till now.
Bro, at every belt, sorry, at every belt, I've had that experience. Dude, when I was white belt, I remember rolling with this awesome dude. His name is Alpha. He trains out of TriStar now. He actually just got his brown belt. The guy's a freaking epic human being.
He's on the board, right?
Yeah. He's on the board. So I'm rolling with Alpha. I'm a white belt. I'm like maybe 4 months in, bro. And I could play this back in my memory as if it was yesterday, dude. I have him in my close guard. He is literally not doing anything. Like he's not moving. He's being so nice to me because like I'm trying to do stuff. He's barely moving. And I throw up this triangle. And it was like the shittiest triangle because he was so upright that I couldn't reach him. Like his posture wasn't broken. So I kind of had to get my legs kind of like walking up, and he was just letting it happen. And then I got him in a triangle. And then I did all the mechanics of like the beginner triangle, arm across. Okay, the arm is across. I created an angle, whatever it was. And honestly, I guarantee you it was so shit. And he taps. And bro, in my head, I tapped him. Like in my head, I tapped Alpha. Like not he let me, bro. I tapped him. And I went home being like, I am the man. I tapped that guy. But the next day I watched him roll with somebody else and I was like, all right. That was a major delusion. Interesting. But it's crazy how, I don't know, like Ryan Hall, what he was thinking in that moment is a little bit of like, it's the delusion. And then when somebody bursts that bubble, it destroys you.
It's humbling.
Humbling, yeah, that's a good word. And either in the Ryan Hall example, the other guy was like, all right, I'll burst your bubble. Or in my case, like I sat there quietly and watched him roll with somebody of, at his level. And I was like, all right. And then that was that.
Yeah. It's a part of the journey, man.
Gotta swallow
Definitely.
that. Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I think
I see white belts on the bench sometimes.
What's that?
Just I see white belts on the bench sometimes, kind of pondering, like in their own bodies, just pondering, looking at the mat, and think that's what they're doing. They're taking it in a little bit, you know. It's simmering in there. They're just fucking. It's hard.
Yeah. You know what's another odd thing that white belts do? I also did this. Everybody does this. You have this kind of mental hierarchy and you want to know you just it's the weirdest thing. At white belt and at blue belt, I did this all the time. Like when I say I did this all the time, I would ask everybody, I would be like, do you think Mortaza Mortaza going 100 can beat Sam going 100?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to know who can beat who at all levels.
Yeah.
And if ever there was like during a roll, like a hint towards, oh, wait, Sam tapped John. Sam is better. Sam is better than John. Not leaving no room for like, was Sam just kind of letting John work? Was leaving no room for that.
Or just having a bad day sometimes.
Or having
you know?
or whatever.
You're
like
tired,
bro, it could
you're
be a
busted up.
bazillion things.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to kind of have a hierarchy in my head for whatever reason, and I just needed to kind of have this weird hierarchy in my head. And I see white belts sometimes sitting or asking me questions that allude to that mindset, which is like they just kind of want to know where people are.
Yeah.
And it's just the funniest thing. I don't know why do we do that?
It's fun.
It is fun, right?
Yeah, it's super fun.
It's like a game.
Yeah, and it's it's like a little bit gossipy. You get to it's like the peanut gallery. You're in the peanut gallery. You're looking in. You have nothing at stake, but you get to talk about who's better than who. Everybody does that.
It's the funniest thing, but it's so real.
Yeah, like especially in a gym where everyone's you can do it with like the top NBA players. Like you're like comparing Kobe to like LeBron and stuff like that. It's the same thing, except for here. It's more you're more involved.
That makes so much sense.
Super,
it is fun.
It's super. It's
Dude,
fun.
it's super fun.
addictive.
Yeah.
It's like as long as it stays kind of light and in a good light. You know what I mean?
That's fair. But it's
because
true.
I can see that same behavior happening in a toxic gym. Where everyone's aggro and fucking. That could turn into bad gossip and beefs between people. But
that's so real.
Here, like. I think our gym can handle a bit of that,
Yeah, and again, it's fun and it is super real. Man, it's so funny. I would always wonder, like even like for Tree, when he was teaching, and I always wonder because you never got to see Tree go 100.
No,
you never did. But one time I did. One time, and dude, just to show you how much of this mentality was in my head, this like kind of like I want to know what is your damn level. And I can tell that some people have that feeling about me. It's really funny. And it's like, this is it. I just showed you my level, like don't imagine it being more than this. This is it. Like this, but for Tree, he never really, for me at least, I never had a chance to see it. And one day another black belt came in from another gym and he asked Tree to roll. And I was about to roll with someone. I was still a white belt. His name was Ansel. I was like, Ansel, I'm sorry. We can't roll. He's like, what? Why? I'm like, I have to watch this. And like, bro, in my head, I was like popcorn out, like being like, I am now going to see.
I love that.
How Tree, like, it's almost like my gladiator against somebody else's. And I just wanted to know. And honestly, again, from my kind of like, with all the hype that I had in my head and all of this thing, like me wanting to see like kind of Tree's level, the guy was like, similar in size, so there was a lot of fair things that I didn't even compute at the time, but now in retrospect, like I compute that it was very fair. And dude, Tree is a ninja. Like, I don't know, maybe I've even told you this story.
No.
But as soon as the match started, I swear to you, his whole energy completely shifted. He went from like being Tree the person to being Tree the black belt. He went super calm. Like he was conserving his energy in the craziest way. Like he wasn't like, everything was just so zen about him. He was just locked in. He gets into spider guard right out of the gates, gets in spider guard, and he's just calmly just waiting. And he has his two grips. The other guy would move, try to do like a big motion. Tree would just do exactly what he had to do to keep the spider guard and then hold it back down. His energy was so appropriate for the guy, gauging him. And then eventually, like when he saw his opportunity, boom, he sweeps him. I don't even remember how he's on top. And I was like, oh, damn, he swept him. I was like, this is amazing. Now he's on top. And again, he goes back to like his calm energy where he's just conserving his energy, waiting to see what the other guy's about to do. Like he went into full chess mode.
Black belt matches are like that. They're
Man,
very
so
chill,
dope.
bro. They're very kind of calm, I find.
It was so dope. But this one really marked me. And anyway, he with time, like he ended up submitting him, I think, with like maybe a Kimura. Anyways, at the time, I was just so wowed. I was just like, that was freaking epic.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, he's the best. Like nobody can beat him, Like,
Yeah.
but again, there are levels, Like there are obviously these competitive blue belts that could probably come in here
We
and
see him
wipe
on,
at us.
flow grappling and all the guys that make the highlight reels and the big names. It's insane.
Monsters, dude. Monsters. You get a chance, Max, to roll with a lot of black belts. You personally, aside
No.
from Mortaza, no way.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree.
Like I'm just gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess if we're kind of thinking about it,
I like watching black belt. Like at competitions, you can find like the black belt mat and just spend some time there and watch black belts roll, and it's cool, man. The thing that's stunning to me is that they're doing jujitsu, meaning that they're doing the same fucking moves that everybody else does, man.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not more. They don't have secret moves that we don't know. But for some reason, like when you roll with a black belt, you're like, why can I not do anything? And he can do whatever he wants to me when we're doing the same thing, That's mind-boggling to me, bro.
It is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean,
It's
obviously,
it's all in the small adjustments. Like Mort,
yeah.
He's like he's tense, and then when you move, he moves a bit, and then you're tapping.
Yeah, the advantage is already in his hands. Yeah, even like Francois in the morning. I don't know if you've ever rolled with him.
Yes,
Ugh,
I have rolled with Francois.
brutal,
Yeah,
dude.
I rolled with a few black belts, but more as a white belt. I don't think it'd be much different as a blue belt. I mean, I know a bit. I would be doing more jujitsu against them, but it wouldn't change a fucking thing, bro.
You know what? Maybe the pro of like rolling with them is like you take your beating or whatever it is, and then after that, you kind of pick their brain. It's like, hey, man.
But you know what, man? Like, for me, okay, if I want to pick someone's brain, I'm gonna go to the person who's 1 or 2 steps ahead, because I'm gonna understand what they're gonna say, and it's gonna be relevant to what I need to reach the next step. If I go and speak to a black belt, he's talking a different. It would be like me talking to like one of them science guys on Rogan. I don't fucking understand the language.
I get it.
I have no idea what you're saying. I'm not even there yet. It's irrelevant to me. It's not even gonna help me,
bro. Inside of me, what you just said is so true. I've had that problem all throughout my jiu-jitsu career, where there's these higher level practitioners that just can't come down to the level that I needed them to give me my little next step. You're giving me it's too far. You don't remember just how much of I just need the next little baby step, which is why I think I teach a good beginner class, because I'm still in that mindset of like fundamentals, and why I think maybe I don't know actually, but definitely there is something to what you're saying.
That does make sense to me.
It's so real, man. It's like, yo, I don't know what you're saying.
It's like they're right. They're 100% right, but it's too far. It's too detailed. Like a white belt is trying to learn like the simple mechanics for doing a armbar from close guard. They don't need to know, anything else, bro.
Nothing else, dude. Yeah, like honestly, literally, like if you can get through the mechanics, you're good. Like we're not gonna start talking about setting it up, dude. You're not setting up shit. Like the truth is, in your roles, you're gonna survive, or you and another white belt are just gonna kind of roll around and topple for position. Like literally, one guy's on top, the other guy's on top, It's just literally that. Like at least for the first, 5 months,
Oh
five,
man,
4 to 6.
it was more than that for me.
Yeah, me too.
I think
actually.
I started to learn the first thing that I started to learn that kind of slowed things down and where I started doing a bit of jujitsu was close guard and half guard bottom. I started playing bottom a lot.
Me too. Me too. But then we both know this. Like our games are very similar.
Yeah.
I think that's though. Like if we watch white belt matches, like at all the tournaments that we go to,
Yeah.
don't you feel like that's where they always all end up?
Closed?
Close guard or like some sort of half guard where like one guy's hanging on to the other guy, and
Yeah.
like we're not seeing more than that at
Yeah.
white belt level, like in a tournament, dude.
True.
I
Yeah.
mean, really, like when I think back to any of these guys' matches,
Callum had great matches.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
bomb. He's bomb. He's a
Yeah.
big boy. But what made his matches great in your eyes?
He was just very calm. He did what he had to do. He knew what he was trying to do. That's another big thing. Monday, I want to spend like a half hour with Audrey because now she's like, I want to compete and all that, and like if you're a white belt and you're going to compete, you at least need to know what you're attempting to do. You know, like close guard and half guard, it's a path. At least you have a direction where you're trying to go. But if you have no idea, you can't just wing it.
No.
You can do that on the mats for your first 4 or 5 months, while you're trying to attempt to learn jujitsu, in the beginner classes and all that. But when you compete, you gotta at least have something in mind. You gotta be going for something.
Yeah, I agree. Audrey's like, I don't know, she's been training 3-4 months, maybe, let's say.
That's all.
Yes. Yeah. So she's setting
Dude.
she's getting after it. She's like, I think she feels a lot of like she wants to be in it, so she wants to get in there and she wants to be in it.
Man, I thought she had been training for at least a year.
Oh.
So then she shouldn't know anything.
Yes.
Dude,
It's gonna be I'm just helping, letting you know in advance. For her and for anybody who's trying to compete early,
yeah.
it's the experience
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they're going
I got
after,
you.
so
Okay, that's good to know.
you wanna laugh. Like, best advice I can give for a scenario like that, when a scenario like that presents itself,
Give it everything you got.
Yeah. just rip his head off. No, like literally the best thing you can do for that person, you're gonna think this is so silly. It's to explain the rules, bro.
Oh yeah.
If you can get them to understand the rules
Oh yeah.
between now and then, you will have done them a huge service.
Like points. The
Points.
Yeah.
Like at the very
That's
least,
very true,
in a crazy way, that becomes their North Star. Where it's like, maybe you don't know how to XYZ, but you know that if this person gets into this position,
Yeah.
they will take points. So you're just going to do whatever comes naturally to you. You don't have to know jujitsu. You just mentally have to know, if they get the second hook in, I'm losing 4 points.
That's great.
So,
advice.
bro, use your brain, like figure it out. Just don't let that second hook come in. So if you literally were to focus on that between now and then, and just kind of be like, if you're rolling with her, be like, you just gave me 2 points, or like, don't let me get this hook. If I get this hook, I'm going to get 4 points. And then you take the hook. At least you're giving her a North Star in the sense of like, hey,
okay,
avoid this, do this. And
That's
then the rest is kind of like slap on the butt, get out there and good luck, like enjoy the ride. It's the best thing, I think, for that shortish kind of training time.
4 months is not a lot. I thought, yeah, okay. Oh,
It's because she's so, I don't know what the word is, like she's all in. So it comes across like she's been training longer.
oh, but I thought I had seen her here for a while. Is it that she trained and then stopped and then come back? So she has 4 months
Yeah.
total. But
Yes.
she's been around for a year, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not sure, to be honest. But I don't put her past that mark, training wise.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it should be fun.
February, right? That's when she wants to do it.
February 15. It's like
Okay.
Valentine's Day special. Go get your butt kicked in jiu-jitsu.
Cool. You training this week? Next week?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep working on kind of like my mount and my close guard game. That's another thing, dude, with that William guy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna practice some of my close guard shit.
Tough.
Oh my god, his frame was so wide. I put my legs in, I got him in like the top lock, and I was like,
Oh.
ha! I got him. And then my legs were like, king, 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 king. It's like strings that are just getting like, ping, ping, ping. I was
Yeah.
like, I can't hold him. Even how he was like breaking my close guard, like traditionally speaking, here he was not doing any like traditional jiu-jitsu move. He literally
just like
was
arch
like-
his back a bit.
dude,
like
even
stopped
crazier.
up.
He would just like get off his bum, like, and kind of get high on his knees and just push my knees off of him, and I just couldn't hold him. Like, I'm like, okay, I know I need to break his posture, but a guy who's 200 pounds of muscle and who could deadlift me
Man,
through the roof.
I feel like those guys, they don't get good training. I think of that when I see Jonathan sometimes. I'm like, who are you training with, dude?
Yeah,
You know, like other than like Oliver, maybe.
yeah, I get it.
You know,
You gotta find like, we gotta find like 6 other freaking monsters.
how do they know if they're good or not? Isn't that
I know.
kind of a thing that you must ask? Like that guy, right? He's a purple belt. He knows what normally you should be doing to get out of a closed guard, right? So
Yeah.
he knows that like just doing that and it opens up. It's not on him. It's on you. Like you're not able to do the thing.
No.
He's not being a super athletic mastermind here. You know?
No. And like maybe another guy with his size and his strength and his is gonna make
Yeah.
him pay, but like maybe. But again, like who knows? Maybe that's just what works for that strength level.
Oh, you mean even in between each other?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, how do they know,
I don't know.
these giant guys? It's a wild thing. At one point, like at noon here, like during the noon classes, dude, it was just all big guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was Dragos, Jonathan, Milos.
Mihai,
Yeah, Mihai.
Carlins.
Yeah.
There was a couple of other guys.
Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Dude, they were all monsters.
Yeah.
We called it the noon of
And
doom.
the coach was fucking Jordan.
Yes.
It was insanity. I came to those classes. You know, when you're a brand new white belt and you don't know what's up. I didn't even realize I was.
Hello.
Yeah.
Little goldfish walking into like a shark
Yeah.
pond.
Yeah. Have
You're like
no
the
clue.
clownfish, you know? You're like, hi guys.
I
Being nice
didn't
to
even-
everybody.
I didn't even
Zoltan.
realize. Zoltan. Yeah. I didn't even realize I was small until like
Amazing.
I walked into that room.
Amazing.
That's a shock, bro.
Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Oh my god, those dudes are all so jacked.
Yeah. Just big.
Carlins is freaking jacked, dude.
Yeah, dude.
He's the poster for the next SAU. Have you seen it?
No.
Like the kind of like poster for the February 15.
Yeah.
It's him kimuring a guy from the last tournament.
Nice.
Freaking triceps about to blow out through the page. And I sent it to him. I was like, "Oh, you're the poster child." He's like, "Nice." He's like, "I didn't finish that kimura." I was like, "Well, you got the picture,
Yeah.
dude."
It looks like you did.
Carlins is a monster too.
Yeah.
Like he's good at all other martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, he's good and he's jacked. I think he's also a fireman.
Yeah.
That guy's got it all.
It does.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna work out. Then Monday, I might just do rolling, but like and at the beginner class, just roll.
Do the tail end.
Yeah, I think so.
Smart. I think that's a good strategy. Put some armor on the body.
Yeah,
Smart, man. That'll give you the longevity.
yeah,
You just got to make sure that you're. I don't know what you're doing in the gym, and I'm not like epic at it. I'm sure like Spencer would be the best person to ask. Spencer at the gym there. You got to make sure you're doing the right things. Like you're fortifying the right things.
mm.
Like if you just, I don't know, like jujitsu guys, because of like the motions and like staying always concave and always kind of like doing like these pull things, like there are certain forearm muscles that are just, dude, you know those memes where it's like the like some dude is like full of ash on his face and it's like or like the broccoli in the back of the fridge or you
Okay.
know like your plant, like there's like these memes where it's always like there's something that's dying for something and then this other thing gets it. So like there's like a plant in the corner that's like dying
Oh,
for
right, right,
water
right.
and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
just like spilling out water right
yeah,
beside it and he's like all crusty and just wishing that he had a drop of water. Well,
yeah.
that's your forearms, you know, like because you do so much jujitsu, like there are certain forearm muscles that are just they're on their last leg because they're
Mm,
just overused because of all the jujitsu that you're doing. So you should be strengthening like the antagonist to that muscle,
mm.
which is like another kind of forearm muscle. Like I don't know, holding plates with your thumbs is like the opposite movement there. But instead, you end up going to the gym and just doing more of the forearm piece that's already at its jacked limit, you know, like because of all the overuse. That could be devastating. And then you end up with elbow problems and blah blah blah. So there has to be somewhat of a plan. Like, hey, I do jujitsu. What should my workout plan be? And then they'll be like, well, in jujitsu, you guys do a lot of this, so you need to do a lot of that.
Yeah, maybe I could pay to go see a physio or maybe ask JP. I don't know if he's if
Spencer, I
if he would
think,
have answers. Spencer too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spencer Sharp. Jump into that group chat. I even think like he might be creating a program for the people in the gym, just being like, hey, this is a good jujitsu
Okay.
program, and he was
All
gonna
right.
like put it out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll wait for that. For now, I'm pretty happy just doing basic bodybuilding stuff, man. It
that's
feels
fair.
good to get a pump, dude. It's a real antidepressant.
Oh,
Remember that old clip of Arnold going, it's like orgasm, you know?
yes, yeah.
It,
He was talking to Lou,
there's something.
or in the original Pumping Iron.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
There's something to it, dude. It feels fucking great.
I believe it. If you could be in tuned and like get that endorphin rush
And
from
it's not easy. It's not easy to chase that pump. It's technical, you know?
yes,
I
I
mean,
do.
yeah, I don't
It
know.
is, dude. It's like you gotta warm up properly. You gotta, you know, like you got one shot at like this like proper set where you're gonna like hit your like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you got one
yeah.
shot at like, you know, get in the right mindset. Like,
You could spend like an hour and a half at the gym, uh, doing like the same kind of motions, but not getting the same results just because like you're you're going too far out and too far in, or like
not even focused on the right muscle
yeah, yeah,
contraction. Like,
yeah,
and dude, that adds up big time.
yeah. Your
Yeah, I
body
believe
ends
that.
up being all crooked and all that.
I believe that holds big time. I think in jujitsu it's the same thing too. It's like you could spend so much time like just learning dumb shit that's like not even of use to you, or like you're just not focused and you're not really picking up on the stuff that you need to like to advance. I feel like in the beginning, like a lot of stuff, you know, that just kind of wasted. You're just like, I'm learning this, but to what end?
Yeah, I mean that's like being a white belt and asking the black belt for advice.
I feel that
You're
way.
not there yet.
You're not there yet.
Um, are there any white belt? Are there any like newer white belts now that you think will make it to blue? But I mean like new. I mean like in the brand new group. Like the 2023 group or
Oh, 2023, like within the last year.
yeah.
I mean, we have a belt promotion coming up in right after that SAU. So after Feb 15, like we
Okay.
haven't announced the date specifically,
That's
but
that's
we're
amazing.
gonna have a belt promotion only because, like, if you're gonna compete on February 15, like, you're not gonna get promoted between now and then what? What do? You can't really compete anymore because you went up a belt. You're gonna compete at the next bracket, like that's gonna
Right.
be a tough one.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll get through this tournament. As soon as this tournament is done on February 15, then we'll have our belt promotion literally within days.
Okay.
Hopefully within that week. The
Those
next
are so
following week.
fun, dude.
Yeah, that's the best.
Man, belts mean something to people.
I agree.
I'm proud, dude. I'm proud of people when they get their blue belts, or when I see like guys and girls do well in competition. Get a sub and stuff. It's amazing.
Best thing ever. I agree, man. It's literally the greatest privilege to be able to deliver that to someone. And again,
Yeah.
it's their hard work that got them there, which is
Yeah.
amazing. But to be the one to validate their hard work, again, you have nothing. You try your best with them. You try to give them, as an instructor, try to give them the best. But to be able to deliver that moment to them, it's kind of like
Yeah.
the feeling of, like, I don't know, Santa Claus, I'm sure, where it's like people are just so grateful when they receive their thing, and it's
Also for the white belts that are below, right, that are at the beginning of their journey, to see someone go from white to blue, it gives them like a vision of how it could be for them. You know,
I love that.
Stick around for a year or two. If everything goes well, you should be at a level to where you're gonna also get a blue belt.
I love that. I mean, yeah, I mean, just thinking about it makes me so happy. Like, literally, as we're talking, I'm thinking of the people who are going to get that next step, and in my mind, I already have inventory of how I would want to congratulate them on that day based on their journey, and
Right. Yeah.
because everybody's is a little bit different, and you see
Yeah.
it and you feel it, and it's so nice to be able to kind of, again, I'm the kind of guy who, well, kind of coach, I guess, who likes to put words to things, and I think it's important that somebody who gets to that next level, has their little 30 seconds of, like, hey, this
Yeah.
is what I think of you as a person, and of your game, and of your accomplishment, and congratulations. Like, and I think they also, it's not just like, yo, here's your belt. It's like, hey, like, this is Max. Max
Yeah,
is a
dude.
grinder.
I like for sure. People stay up at night thinking like, that they're gonna fucking say, you just like imagine.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, everyone does that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to I would want to make sure that and it's a big deal, man, getting your blue belt. It really is.
I think it's the biggest deal, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, some people say, like, if you're kind of always on Reddit or whatever, like, the hardest belt to get. Actually, let me ask you, what's the hardest belt to get based on Reddit?
Is it the white belt?
It's the white belt.
That's such a fucking
Yeah, I know.
corny
It's
ass.
so annoying.
Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here,
exactly.
dude.
But kind of real, but I get it, because most people honestly don't have the guts to go.
Yeah, but some people walk in here, just because they're bored, and they're looking for something to do, and they don't think too much of it.
Yeah. I agree.
So, but if you stick around, see the same thing. That guy who walks in here not really being afraid, and the guy who walks in here being afraid, they still got to do the 1 year to 2 years to get the blue belt, and learn jujitsu to get the blue belt. You know what I mean? So, how you walk in here is it's not really that. I mean, I don't think it's that important. It's like the thing of like the saying, like, the difference between a brave man and I'm gonna butcher this, but it's like the difference between a brave man
courageous
and a
person.
coward.
Yes. A million deaths.
No, it's
No.
like do it scared. Like you have to do it even if you're scared, type of thing.
Yes.
Anyways,
I mean, I totally get the vibe. I will say, yeah, but I mean, okay, let's go put the Reddit mumbo jumbo white belt thingy aside. Blue belt is a tough belt to get.
I think so.
It really is, man. It's a tough, and I think purple belt is honestly even tougher.
Really?
Yeah, I think those are the two really tough belts to get, and the numbers obviously speak to that. But forgetting the numbers and the statistics, because
Oh yeah.
less people get to blue and even less people get to purple.
Yeah.
So statistically speaking, if we just look at that, it's hard, to go through that path. But just like putting words to it, it's so freaking hard to get your blue belt, dude, because you really have to embrace the sucking.
Yeah. White belt sucks.
White belt
sucks, man.
sucks, dude. People
Yeah.
are fucking smashing you,
Yeah.
and you're hanging on to this one moment in a
tough, dude.
roll
Yeah.
where you did something epic, and you're like, I'm the man. I can do this,
Yeah.
But you're constantly getting in the right room. You're constantly kind of getting humbled, constantly.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And that experience is going on for a while.
Yeah.
And if you can get through that, and then kind of start to have a little bit of dominance over the kind of the next batch of white belts, that's kind of, you're almost there, right? You're almost at blue. So you had to have gone through kind of like being the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
And being okay with that. That's not easy. Taking that every night and coming back and showing up for more, like.
Yeah. What were you saying before that, like, guys do this but girls don't do this, at the very, very beginning of this conversation?
I think we were maybe talking about
because you know what, it's just, I wonder if girls take that the same way guys do.
Take which piece?
Like, kind of like coming in here, getting smashed, getting humbled, and then coming back humbled to take it again, to take it on again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, look, I hope one day, like, we can have, like a Sarah or somebody sit in and tell us kind of their perspective for that. But the women that I've seen do the best in jiu-jitsu are kind of the ones who enjoy the fight. Like, they enjoy being in a fight kind of thing. Like, they're comfortable there and they like it. There is something about that character of a person who's like, hey, I come here because I wanna fight.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I think the girls that do end up doing good are like that too. They do come in here to get humbled, and they keep on giving back for more.
Yeah, it's there's like a subtle. I obviously think also that's the case for kind of like. Well, actually, I don't know. What do you think the male perspective is on that?
On that?
Like, sorry, the male equivalent, let's say, like, in terms of what's the male mindset? Like, why is it that they're okay getting smashed every day and wanting to come back?
Well, I mean, now that I think about it, I don't think it's a male or female thing, because because just like girls' names popped up in my head, and you see them go through it too, and they come back for more. So I don't think it's a male or female thing.
It isn't.
And I'm sorry, I don't know why I made it a
no, but there are differences. 100 million%. I will say there are some women who are they come in and their purest motivation is they never want to be in a bad situation with a male. Like, we're talking like, like some street stuff, like they're really big time motivated by self-defense. I also find that in some males, but not as much. That MO is not as prevalent. Mm-hmm. So there are differences based on the lifestyle or the situation of the particular sex. Like, we're not going to act like walking around in the street is as easy for a girl as it is for a guy. Like, it just isn't, dude.
Yeah.
So they have different motivations on some levels. Like, I don't walk down the street and feel that kind of worry. I just don't, but they do. And so some of the women here are kind of like, hey, I need to be able to protect myself in those situations. And there's more of that kind of with the women than there is in the men.
Yeah.
I feel like in the men, it's kind of like I want to defend myself, but from like another dude who's being a dick to me.
Yeah.
Like, not like a random person who's like wanting to kind of like do harm to me for all those like terrible reasons. Like, men, it's kind of like a bar dynamic that they're trying to avoid,
Yeah.
on some level. So like, but I mean, there's a million reasons, and if we listen to like David Goggins, like, you just have to have a reason, whatever the fuck your
Yeah,
reason is.
true.
Take that reason to the bank and just keep showing up. But if you're void of that reason, and you're the guy who's just like, I just wanted to try this, I don't think you're gonna make it. I honestly don't.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's why I ask people like, hey, why are you here? I mean, even if it was just to be like, I'm gonna make this one up. No one has ever said this to me. My dad told me I could never be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Awesome. You have a reason. With that reason, that can go a long way. But if you're void of that, I think in anything in life, I honestly don't think you're gonna see the end. You have to have some reason. But without it, like I'm just trying this just to try it because my friend told me, I kind of already know. You could try. Maybe a month you'll last because you're trying to save face with your friend or something.
Yeah.
But that's not your
not gonna
reason,
work
you
out.
know? It's
Yeah.
just not going to work. And they, up till now, not every time I've had this kind of conversation and I've taken a mental note, they stop showing up. Whatever your reason is, you have to have one, though. And I say David Goggins because, like, when he's running and he's doing these ultra marathons, dude, at one point, you know what thought's going to creep into your head?
Why am I doing this?
Why the fuck am I doing this? And bro, let me tell
I
you.
have those thoughts when I compete.
There you go.
Like, why the fuck am I doing this, dude? This is dumb. You know? I'm like, gonna fight this guy. I don't even know this guy. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
My friends might watch me win or lose. Like, yeah.
But then there's something in you, whatever that is, that kind of is like calling you to be like, no, like you have to go through this.
Yeah. Reasons are powerful.
Reasons are powerful, man, and you just need one.
Mm.
When I walked in here the first time, I remember specifically what mine was. I specifically remember thinking to myself prior to wanting to do a martial art. I said it because it could have been anything, honestly. I remember thinking to myself, this is going to sound silly, man, but this is my reason. And I don't know if anybody's going to have this kind of, who's going to share with me in this. But I remember thinking to myself, I never want to be in a position where I cannot speak my mind out of a fear of a physical repercussion. And I remember thinking that, and maybe on another day, like I could say the story as to like where that what that was born from. And obviously it's as I describe it. Like, I was in a situation where I didn't say what I knew I should be saying because of a fear of like, hey, maybe this can get crazy. And I never ever want to be in that scenario. Like, I think that if you want good in this world and if you want to like do good things, like, you have to be able to say things when they matter, and you shouldn't be scared.
Yeah, but dude,
I obviously within reason here. I'm not saying that some dude with a gun, I'm gonna
you know
shut
what?
my mouth.
What jujitsu taught me? Doesn't matter if I know jujitsu, dude. If the guy's bigger than me, more aggressive than me, wants to hurt me more than I can hurt him, it's, like, buy a gun, dude, or like carry pepper, or like don't just walk away, man. I don't know.
But there are smaller scenarios. Like, it doesn't have to be so exaggerated.
What
But
you're
there
talking
are
about
scenarios.
is a confidence thing. Just having the confidence in yourself to be like, I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're mad at me right now. I'm gonna say this. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Fuck off. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But also,
But if someone is threatening violence, they don't say the thing. Just don't say it.
listen,
Get out of there, bro.
I guess I have to clear 100%. If somebody is threatening me with violence, like, the move is always, how can I get out of here? I have no, what is it? Even if I beat you up, what the hell?
What, now you're gonna go to
And
jail?
then what? You know, like exactly. Like there's no win there.
Come
But
on,
there
bro.
are some scenarios where I don't know, maybe you just want to say, maybe you have something to say. And you know, you're looking at this situation and you're like, I should be able to say something. And if push comes to shove, like in this scenario, like did you ever see that clip of Rogan where the Rogan is like on Survivor, and then this
Yes.
dude, like I don't know what the dude does. I think he or no no a
That's
girl
that's
a
a
girl
great
hits.
example. Yeah, yeah.
Is he's just
Yeah.
kind of like in this context,
Standing
he
up for
knows
someone
he's
else.
not he's safe. He knows he's not gonna get stabbed.
Yeah.
But he still was like, hey, no, like no, like you can't do this. And if your husband or something also like he keeps everybody at bay and he said what was right.
Yeah, you're right.
And there are many scenarios like that within reason
You're right.
where you shouldn't be censored. And I don't want to feel that way. Like I want to at least have the confidence to be like, listen, am I willing to die for this? No. But if there's like a chance here that this is just going to be a light scuffle, but I'll have said what's in my heart, I want to say, because I want to be able to go to sleep at night being like, hey, you're not a you said what you were on the side of the right side of things, maybe. You know, somebody's getting taken advantage of or whatever the situation might be. Like you can just be like, hey man, maybe you need to chill. And just say it being like, after looking at you and based on my experience in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
I think I can take you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's funny.
So I guess that's what I'm kind of trying to say. And again, that was my reason. And it motivated me for the first, 3 years where I was like,
Really?
yeah. Like that was my kind of inner thought where it's like, hey, you want to be that person? Like you're going to have to work to get that confidence.
Yeah.
And so whoever's other reason is, I don't know, but that was kind of mine.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What was the thought behind you getting in here for the first time?
Same thing.
Ish?
Yeah. Same thing.
Confidence?
Yeah.
In what aspect?
I had like the years prior, I was doing a lot of weightlifting and a lot of running back then. I was getting big and strong and jacked and all, a lot of endurance, and I could make myself do very hard and difficult things, work too, crazy work ethic, saving rate was fucking through the roof, But then I made contact with some guys who were just a little loopy, and I was like, wow, I don't know how to fight, and I don't feel safe right now. And this is weird. No, no matter how strong I get, as soon as I was in front of someone who was acting weird or behaving, in a way where you're like, yeah, it's a little bit erratic, I don't really know what's going to happen here. Instantly, my first thought was, I never put hands on another human being. Since I was maybe in 3rd grade and we were playing King of the Hill, dog.
Mm-hmm. That was good times, but yes.
Yeah.
Snow Mountain?
It's like yeah. Oh, dude.
Tumbling.
So fun, judo throws.
The best. Yeah, literally.
It's so natural when you're young.
Literally, yeah. You're low to the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, there's like an age in a young man and a young girl's life where putting your hands on someone becomes unacceptable and scary. And then we live our entire adult lives never doing it again.
Wild, eh?
Yeah.
And when somebody sometimes bursts that bubble for
It
you,
is
like it
shocking.
could be,
Dramatic.
crazy. I was, because I kept playing hockey like competitively, and hockey is like a lot of fighting, so like I was always okay with that aspect. But it is shocking, like when somebody pierces that bubble and literally just does the contact.
Yeah.
It's
I think hockey, football, rugby, those guys are still used to being physical, but most of
the world.
Everybody else, it doesn't happen very much.
And I wonder if like crime and stuff like that, or not crime, like I don't know, like these crazy scenarios, like I actually feel that because you don't have that experience and you don't know what to do, you might in your brain go to like some pretty crazy shit. Like, oh, I gotta stab this guy, or like some people go so exaggerated. Think back to like this one kid who was a hockey goalie. Anyways, somebody stole like his chain off his neck, and the kid, like, we were like 16, and he ended up stabbing the other kid. It was like telling this kid, like, bro, that was a little exaggerated. But when you don't have that, sometimes I guess the response might be just overkill, just because
Yeah,
you don't know the other, and you don't know the other response, but also
it's a very fear-based thing, though.
it's a fear thing. It's like the fear
to
is
be
so
stabbing
high,
someone.
you know,
Yeah, and it's you're never going to do that to me again
because
because
so
I'm willing to go
unacceptable.
away from them. Yeah, I knew I knew a guy like that. It's shocking meeting those people because they're different. They end up in jail.
Yeah,
They populate the jails.
it's real. I mean, crazily, this kid did end up in that exact scenario. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is a thing.
Okay, man. How do we close this off?
Yeah, what do
I
we
feel like
see?
we didn't really open it.
Yes, there was
We
no
didn't really
opener.
close it.
Yeah,
That
what
was a
is
good
it
talk,
like?
though. How do you feel about it?
Great. Well, this is like therapy to me.
It is like therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. We get to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah. We
You
gotta
know?
promote the gym or something, dude.
Yeah, something about
This
the gym.
this
Eh?
needs to be something.
I mean, look at all this food. Like, we had this crazy party yesterday. They had this awesome community event today with the women, like this traveling sisterhood where they do like an open mat, and Carlson hosted it today. There's like 40 badasses in this room, and all these cupcakes that I'm probably gonna eat later.
We need to get questions. We gotta answer questions.
Yeah.
So next podcast, we gotta figure out how to get questions out to the community, either in the Instagram
Oh, right.
community chat
Yes.
and Deanna's Instagram thing.
Yes. 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 Yes.
We can shoot like little promo videos about us asking questions. Except for I don't know if that's gonna come to it.
We'll get some questions, man.
Yeah.
I know it. I
No,
will.
no,
We'll
no,
film
we're
something now.
really.
I'm
All right,
in.
let's do it. Okay. All right, let's stop this one.
Yo, peace out, homies.